The woods around Sheppton are thick and old. Pines and maples crowd together, their branches locking out the sun. Fog curls through the undergrowth, muffling every sound. At night, the mine's mouth yawns open. The woods press closer, as if trying to reclaim what men stole. It's a place where even the bravest hesitate, every step watched, every breath a whisper in the silence. Inside the Sheppton mine, darkness is absolute. The tunnels are cold and damp, walls slick with old water. Every footstep echoes for miles, returning like a warning. Old carts rest on twisted rails, chains dangling in a draught that shouldn't exist. Legends cling to these places. Strange footprints, distant voices, and cold hands in utter blackness. Down here, time bends, and fear is always close enough to touch. For the men of Sheppton, it was just another shift. Joe, Hank and Dave checked their lamps and descended into the mine. Their footsteps sounded hollow. Lamps cast long, jittery shadows on the walls. Nervous laughter echoed, brittle and uncertain. At first, the work was routine, checking supports, clearing debris. But soon, they noticed things that didn't fit. Joe found a set of footprints in a section they hadn't reached yet. The prints were fresh, too fresh. They didn't match any boot, he knew. Dave joked it must be the mine ghost, but no one laughed. Later, a sudden chill swept through the shaft. Hank's breath fogged in the air, even though it was warm above. The lamps flickered, their light shrinking into trembling pools. Somewhere deeper, a rock fell. The sound echoed, but nothing else moved. The silence grew heavier. The men spoke less, listening for something they couldn't name. Every minute, the sense of being watched grew stronger, until even their own shadows seemed to whisper warnings. Beneath their words. Time lost meaning. The men counted breaths, not hours. Hunger gnawed at their bellies, but fear gnawed deeper still. Each time they thought of shouting for help, they remembered the echoes, how voices came back distorted, twisted by the mine. Sometimes the tapping returned. Closer now, like fingernails on stone. Once, Dave pressed his hand to the wall and felt it vibrate. The sensation crawled up his arm, icy and alive. He jerked back, his heart pounding in his throat. Their lamps dimmed, batteries dying. Shadows spilled into every corner. When the light flickered, they caught glimpses, faces in the stone, eyes blinking from cracks, fingers curling out of the darkness. The air grew colder. Their breath sounded loud, desperate. In the deepest silence, something shuffled closer. The men held their breath, listening. A soft whisper slithered through the dark, a wordless promise. For a moment, they wondered if they were already dead, lost in some underground purgatory where only terror survives. Fear became a living thing. Dave began to mutter, rocking back and forth, his eyes wild. Joe tried to comfort him, but his own hands shook. Hank, desperate, battered at the rocks with his fist until his knuckles bled. There was no way out, no sound of rescue, only the mine, and whatever else waited in the dark. Sleep brought no rest. The men jerked awake from nightmares, convinced something was crawling over them. Once Hank screamed, swearing he felt cold fingers around his throat. Joe saw shadows dart between the beams of their dying lamps, always just out of reach. Arguments flared. Fear made them strangers to each other. Dave accused the others of whispering in his sleep, of plotting against him. Paranoia bloomed in the stale air, turning every shadow into an enemy, every sound into a threat. As their lights died, they clung to each other, shivering and broken. The mine pressed in, alive with secrets. The men no longer cared about rescue. They only wanted to survive the night. Long after the rescue, Sheppton's horror lingers. The survivors never spoke of the shadows. They never returned to the mine, and the forest seemed to grow thicker around the scar. Locals say the woods are different now, quieter, as if listening for something beneath the soil. The mine itself is sealed, but at night strange lights flicker at its mouth. Some say they hear voices, low, urgent, pleading to be let out. A few claim to have seen tall, thin shapes slipping between the trees, vanishing into the mist whenever someone looks too close. The story endures because there are no answers, only fear, only the certainty that some secrets will never be unearthed. The Sheppton Mine remains a wound on the land, a place where shadows move and the earth remembers all that was lost. And so, the darkness waits. Every silence in the woods is a promise, every shadow a memory. The secret of Sheppton endures, buried but never dead.